Hello, my name is Jasmine Lovell, and I'm doing my video project for Professor Watson's class of Human Behavior and Social Environment 2. This ecological system theory was developed by Yuri Bronfenbrenner. It offers a framework through which community psychologists examine individual relationships within communities of the wider society. So I define the ecological system theory because I was asked to describe what micro, meso, and macro means. And micro is your contained system, so it's like your smaller system. It consists of individuals, families, and relationships. Your meso system is your medium system, so it's growing each time. And this meso system consists of neighborhoods, schools, local organization, communities, and group of people. And your macro system is your large system. This system consists of healthcare system, policy, laws, and legislative political subsystems. So another question I was asked was, how has my environment as an adolescent shaped my adulthood? My environment as an adolescent was pretty okay for the most part. I was born in the Bronx, New York, so it started off kind of bad, and I saw a lot of things that I believe somebody, a young person basically wouldn't or shouldn't have to see. Growing up in the Bronx, New York, I seen a lot of shootings happen on my street where my apartment was, well, where my parents' apartment was and where I lived at. And even simply going on a little trip to the museum, there was a shootout, and there's always fighting, and there was always something going on in New York. It's, it's a big city, but it's not, in my opinion, the best place for a child to be, or for a child to develop properly, because there's just so many outside forces that can affect a child, especially when that they're in a stage where their brain is developing, and anything or anyone can affect their brain development pretty much. But then as I got a little bit older, my parents decided to move to North Carolina. And when we moved to North Carolina, my childhood has always been good, even in New York. And my parents always did their best to keep me out of stuff, even though, in New York, there were so many outside forces that I could have, got into. I didn't. I don't know, I just never was interested in stuff like that. Then when I moved to North Carolina with my family, my environment seemed a lot more healthier. Of course, there's things my parents couldn't control in New York, but in North Carolina, there were so many opportunities that was a great way for a young person to develop. In New York, I could have never been a part of a marching band. I could have never been a part of a JRTC program. I could have never been maybe even some sports, but not all. But I really had a lot of opportunities in North Carolina that I would have never had in New York. And I think it shaped me out pretty good. As an adult, I'm ambitious. I have goals, and yes, I have, my down times where, like maybe I make like a bad choice or so, but it's not anything drastic, and I didn't ever make so many bad choices that it would affect my adulthood now. I pretty much was a good child, other than bad talking my parents, but other than that, I was a pretty good kid. The next question I was asked was, what level of the ecological system theory impacted me the most? I would have to say the micro theory, the micro level is, like I said, your smaller system that consists of individual families and relationships. I think this level impacted me the most because, family is the strongest influence to a young person. So they definitely helped me get where I want to be in life, and they, developed me properly to where I'm sane, I'm healthy, I may have, some issues once in a while. I might get sad, but it's not anything too drastic. I know how to bounce back from that because my family was such a strong influence on me, and they never, made me feel low, and they never made me like think twice about myself, I guess. And they just always, show me ways where you can bounce back from a bad situation. So this concludes my video presentation. Thank you for watching.